most certainly.
Station, stop!
You're crazy with the heat. Credit is no good to an ocean salesman.
Board on the board! Why not? What's the matter with credit?
Oh, it's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an anvil salesman. Your firm give credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
River City, next!
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the fancy goods. Cash for the soft goods.
Cash for the noggins and the piggins and the burgins. Cash for the hogshead, casket, demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper. Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
You get it.
What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, 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 you can talk, you can talk, you can talk, 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 bicker, 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 you can talk all you want it, but it's different than it was.
No it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why's the Model T for? Make the trouble, make the people wanna go, wanna get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore? What do you talk? What do you talk?
You get it.
At the Model T and all, take a gander at the store, at the Modern store, at the present day store, at the present day Modern departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
You can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, 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 bicker, 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 you can talk all you want it, but it's different than it was.
No it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Wait, do you need a biscuit made of trouble? You need to put the crackers in a package. You need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary crackers made the Cracker Barrel obsolete. Cracker Barrel lit out the window, the mail pouch, cup plug, charm by the stove. Changed the approach of a traveling salesman, made it pretty hard.
No it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone with the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk can. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tears.
I have met a fellow by the name of Hill.
Hell, no! Just a minute.
Never heard of salesman Hill.
Never worries about his line.
Never worried about his line.
Or the Cracker Barrel being obsolete. Or the you need a biscuit in the airtight sanitary package made of long seat floor.
Just a minute.
You never worries about his line.
Never worried about his line.
Or a doggone thing. He's just a baby, bell ringing, big hall ringing, hitting at the rip right every time the bullseye sells it. That's for Hill. What's his line?
He's a fake, and he doesn't know the territory.
Look, what do you talk?
The music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man. He sells clarinets to the kids in the town, to the big trombones and the rat-a-tat truck. Big truck, big truck. And the piccolo in uniform too, with a shiny gold reed on the top and a big red run.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones, no sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here or there a Jew's harp.
Now, the fellow sells bands, boys bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like it's
Population 2212. Cigarettes illegal in this state.
If you're all through, I'll tell you about this Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never saw him in my life, but I know this much. He's given every single one of us a black eye. After he's worked the town over, the next salesman to arrive gets automatically tarred and feathered and rode out to the county on a rail. You think that's funny? Well, wait till it happens to you. Your head never goes back.
Well, why should he get run out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and instruction books and uniforms, he has to guarantee to teach the kids to play.
Well,
And forming these kids into a band with himself as the leader.
And what's wrong with that?
He don't know one note from another, that's what's wrong with that. He can't even tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. Oh, I'll catch up with a swindling two-bit thimble rigger, and when I do, I'll squeal on him so loud.
Wow, Charlie, you're mad. I'd sure like to be around when you catch up with that fella.
Well, it won't be on this trip. No. Even the great Professor Hell, he wouldn't sell them neck-bowed hot guys out here.
board aboard! Gentlemen, you entreat me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
Don't believe I dropped it.
What's up? Wait,
And there I was in the Madison Hospital, and nobody come to see me. Cousin Will never come. Aunt Bertha never come.
Your Aunt Bertha's dead.
She wouldn't have come anyway.
We can be cold as a falling thermometers in December if you ask about our weather in July. And we're so blind on summer we can stand touching noses for a week at a time and never see eye to eye. Once we'll give you our shirts and all that to go with it. If you're
I'm looking for a rig for Sunday if you could accommodate me.
Then I expect you all to see the man in charge of hiring rigs, who's late, as usual.
Hey, Gregory!
Marcellus?
You old son of a gun, what in... But Greg!
Professor Hill's the name, Harold Hill.
But Greg, what are you doing here? Why didn't nobody know you were coming?
I didn't know I was myself. Besides, how could I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? You were a pretty big slicker when you were in business with me.
Too many cliches the way you work. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable guy. And a little tough of mine. Boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
So what's the new pitch? You must be thinking about being back in the band business. I heard you was in the steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Now give me the lowdown here, Mars.
You're never gonna get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn irons, Greg. Besides, we have a sucker music teacher who'll expose you before you get your grip sometimes.
Male or female?
The music teacher? She's a librarian. Female.
Perfect, that's just what I wanted to hear. If she passes by, point her out to me.
I will. How you gonna start the pitch?
Same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance. Then my next step will be to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble.
Then I'll have to create some. I need to create a desperate need for a boys band, you remember. Now, what's new around here? What could I use?
Nothing. Oh, except billiards parlor just put a new pool table.
They never seen a pool table before?
Nope, only billiards.
That'll do. Oh, and Mars, remember, music teacher.
Music teacher.
Are you Mr. Dunlop?
Yep.
Well, either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are unaware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly mighty proud to say, I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Helps you cultivate horse sense and a cool head and a keen eye. Did you ever take and try to give an ironclad lead to yourself with a three-rail billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a ball-blind game. I see that any boom can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that spot the first big step on the road to the depths of degradation. I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit. And I'm listening to some big out-of-town Jasper hearing him tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome truck race, no, but a race where they sit down right on the horse. I'd like to see some stuck-up jockey boys sitting on Dan Patch, make a pub boil, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pots in the table. Pots that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be fitter in a way. I say your young men will be fitter. Fitter in a way, their noontime, supper time, tour time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions pulled over the screen, your patch to be safe pounded. Never mind pumping any water to your parents caught with a sister Nancy on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Yes, we got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking about the kids in the knickerbocker, shirt tail young ones, peeking in the pool hall one night in school, you got trouble. Folks right here in River City, trouble with the capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on when they're loafing around in the hall? Then we trying out Bevo, trying out Cuba, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover up the telltale breath of said one fine night. They leave the pool hall, heading for the dance of the armory, libertine men and scarlet women, and ragtime, shameless music that'll grab your son and your daughter in the arms of a jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria, friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground trouble. Right here in River City, with a capital T and not rhymes with P and that stands for pool. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City, gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school. Mothers of River City, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime apple hidden in the corn crib? Is he starting to memorize jokes from Cat Billy's whiz bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell and social man. Well, if so, my my friends. You got trouble. Right here in River City. With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for poor. We surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule. Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game's the 15 numbered balls, the devil's tool. Oh yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble. With a T, gotta rhyme with P, and it stands for pool. Remember, my friends, listen to me, for I pass this way once. Did you drop your...
No.
Didn't I meet you in...
No.
I'll only be in town a short while.
Good.
I didn't plan to.
Is that you, daughter? That's Mama. Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute. Yes, ma'am.
Someone didn't tighten the slide part of it. The slide for the tripod. So it's gonna glide. Go and tell Sean. I already did. Okay.
Hello, Mama. Fine, dear. Now your exercises.
I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh, who?
I never saw him before. Did he say anything? He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So do la re ti mi a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the young gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Well, excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of the River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the massive library is entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can't quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all the mother highfalutin Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
Oh, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about that stranger.
What stranger?
With the suitcase, who may be your very last chance.
Do you think I'd allow my common masher now? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standard. If you don't, mama say it so. There's not a man alive who can hope to measure up to that blend of all abundance. St. Pat and Noel would say if you cut them for yourself. Out of your Irish imagination, your own stubbornness, and your library full of books. Well, that is the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I?
May I have a drink, please?
You may. Winthrop, it's after dark. Is that the way to walk into the house?
Hello.
That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss from the boy. That lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where are your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I'd especially like it very much if you'd come, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No. What?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name?
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
We know all about his lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it.
No, thank you. Amaryllis.
Amaryllis! Amaryllis! Oh, he's crying. Why does he get so mad at people just because he lisps?
It's not just because he lisps, dear. That's just part of it.
Well, what's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do him every night. I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to do it the very second you see it, too, or else it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
There, darling, don't cry. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never. I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Mary. Can I play my cross-hand piece?
May I?
May I play my cross-hand piece?
You may.
See, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to on the evening star.
I know, Amaryllis. For the time being, just say, goodnight, my someone. You can put the right name in when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
It is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my cross-hand piece.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my someone.
Now, I'm sure we're all grateful to my wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin, for leading the singing, and to J.C. Squires for his fine stereopticon slides. And to Miss Ethel Toppelmeyer, our fine piano player. As mayor, I'd like to welcome you, River citizens, to the 4th of July exercises held indoors to count the weather in the Madison Gymnasium. 407. Yes, what is it now? Thank you. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not be presenting a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watson-Ye girls of the local wigwam of Hiakawa will present the spectacle, My Wife, in which my wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin, will take a leading part. Mrs. Shin will recover, no thanks to a certain young ruffian who is a disgrace to our city. 407. Yes. Thank you. The Payne's fireworks spectacle, Last Days of Pompeii, will take place, provided the rain has stopped by 9:30, in the Madison Picnic Park, in the far meadow across the creek from the pest house.
Wait, how can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Sure did, that's why we all prepared for a storm.
The Gazette is accurate most of the time, and you know it, JC.
You wouldn't last very long in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
Oh, most of the time.
Read a book.
We have order here.
Number 8's late again tonight.
I make her early.
Oh, she's late, all right. She's right on time. She better wake and watch.
You would see better with my watch.
Will you members of the school board quit bickering in public?
All in the world I said was.
Never mind. 4 and
We heard there's a pool table in town.
A pool table?
Let's protect our children. Resist sin and corruption. Fight that devil and keep our young boys pure. Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with the wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize River City Boys Band. Just think, my friends, how can any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone?
trumpet players did to the famous fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard parlor walls come tumbling down. Well, a band will do it, my friends. Oh yes, I say a boys band, do you hear me? I say River City's gotta have a boys band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's gonna have a boys band. It sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. And you'll hear the thunder of rolling drums. The shimmer of trumpets. Tum-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the same electric thrill I once enjoyed. When Gilmore, Pat Conway, W.C. Handy, Liberetti, the great Creator, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottom, timpani, and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell, euphoniums, and big bassoons. Each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mountain cannons in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters would improvise a full octave higher than the score. 76 trombones hit the counterpoint, with 110 cornets blazed away. To a rhythm of march, 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 all the kids began to march, and they're marching still right today.
haven't seen Iowans get this excited since the night Frank Gotch and Stringer Lewis lay on the mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle. Never mind. I want this man's credentials. Hey, somebody grab that one. He knows all the shit.
Thank you, Professor. Have you made any double of him yet? Ringleader, you know, when he does, the gang does.
Gee, me, Clyde, let me go.
Why, you chasing after my oldest girl? His father's one of them day laborers south of town. Saw him tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
I wasn't either tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
We was just walking together, gee, me, Clyde.
You watch your phraseology. I know what she was doing. My little Gracie's seen you. Now, if I ever see you with my daughter again, oh, you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you all about this band thing over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp, Monday morning. Men, I want that stolen credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough, and he's got a gang with it outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Oh, gee, Professor, that's for the little kids.
I'm not talking about playing. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever done anything with perpetual motion?
I nearly had it a couple times.
You did, and you're my man. You know, no one's ever invented a music holder for the marching piccolo. No place to hang the music.
Wonder where I can get some wire from?
Check the cellar, that's where people keep wire. Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir?
Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up the gang. Oh, young lady. Oh, miss. What's your name?
Zanita, I didn't have any idea you expected into me. God.
Zanita, do you know Tommy Gilas?
Oh, well,
Tommy, this is Anita. Escort the young lady home.
Only exception I'm not going home. I have to go to the library. God.
Then escort the young lady home by way of the library. By, way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
God.
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fella, but you've made a couple of mistakes, though.
Oh?
The man happens to on that Bellward parlor and that new pool table.
Oh. Well, what was my other mistake?
Was that Anita? She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a minute, Professor. We need your credentials. We're the school board.
You mean academic certificates?
Nothing of the kind. We need letters and papers. Make him put up a bond. What am I hearing? You, say...
Ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't see you.
Then talk. Down here. Ice cream. Talk. Slow. Ice cream.
From now on, you'll never see one of those men without the other three.
Professor, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream.
How can there be
Any sin insincere? Where is the good in goodbye? Your apprehensions confuse me, dear.
not. At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street, like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Now, I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of about 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around everywhere I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily hoodwinked or mesmerized as some people in this town. And I think it only fair to warn you I have a shelf full of reference books, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory!
Oh, hi, Marcellus. Don't call me Greg.
How'd you make out with the music teacher, huh?
Scrumptious. She ate out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat.
She did. Boy, you could have swapped tonight. For a minute, even, I thought you knew something about leading a band. Just like how you used to imitate that band concert fella back in Joplin.
Yeah. Nah, kid stuff. I'm in fine form these days, son. Just you keep your eye on me for these next 4 weeks.
But the instruments only take 10 days to arrive.
But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh, no, Greg. We haven't had uniforms yet.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself as a music professor. Not for only 4 weeks.
Mars,
you don't know one note from another.
I've come up with a revolutionary new method called the think system, where you don't bother with notes.
But in 4 weeks, people want to hear music. You'll have to lead a band.
But when the uniforms arrive, they forget everything else. Just long enough for me to collect and leave. Oh, this is a refined operation, son. And I've got time down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, Mr. Washburn, if you'll excuse me.
You gotta line yourself up with a little canoodling.
Well...
Look, I can set you up with Ethel's sister. Lovely lady. She's Sunday school and...
No wide-eyed, old, wholesome, eager, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of gal spins webs no spider ever. Now listen, boy. A girl who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle, no golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fun. I can tell you that right now. I snarl and I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark and I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheer and I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to save. The sad but wiser girl for me. Bright-eyed, blushing, breath, baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots. No sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No, do a young miss who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, for she's the fisherman. I'm the fish you see. Plop! I flinch and I shy when the lass with delicate air goes by. I smile and I grin when the gal with a touch of sin walks in. I hope and I pray for a Hester to win just one more name. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
Oh, Professor Hill, we're all agog, simply agog.
The KB! Everyone's so excited about the band.
I'm Ethel Topperwire, the pianola girl. And this is Mrs. Squires and Miss Hicks. And of course you've met Eulalie McKechnie-Sheen, the mayor's wife. Isn't this exciting, Eulalie? Oh, I couldn't say. Oh, no, I could not say. I could not say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh, yes, I'm reticent.
Of course, Mrs. Sheen, I understand. But you see, my musical plans involve a committee on the dance which... No, wait. Do that again, Mrs. Sheen. The way you raised your foot just now.
Oh, well, I have a body in there that bothers me.
Oh, what grace! What natural flow of rhythm! What expression of line and movement!
Mr. Hill!
You must accept the chairmanship for the ladies' auxiliary on the classic dance, mustn't she, ladies?
Oh, yes, you must!
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Del Sart. Will you say yes, Mrs. Shin?
Eulalie McKechnie-Sheen? Well,
Then you accept.
yes, and of course.
Thank you. piano. Marion Peru, I believe. She is the librarian, after all.
To a man who never had a friend in this town. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium, Madison Picnic Park, Madison Hospital, that Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think he was anyway?
I should say, show off. Gave the town a library too, didn't he?
That's just it. When the man died, he gave the city the library building.
But he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That woman made great overtures. Well, give that guarantee. Tried to go to the in a ride of silver, but you kept it ring. Just remember that and you'll be good on what you did. I'll just feel it here. We'll give it a heart. Library city, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Sure, sir. Chip-a-ray, go now.
Oh yes, I just want you need over at the hotel. Follow me. Good night, ladies. Make any difference.
What are you talking about?
You are probably very young. Anyone could make a mistake.
What?
No apologies, no explanations, please. I'll only be in town a short while and, the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Would you please make your selection and leave?
I have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Marion. Book. Marion. Marbles. 6 Phillies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Pee-wees, and one great big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop them.
No!
Shh. Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer hose brigade men had to whisper the news to Marion. Madam Librarian. What dear, to make it clear, I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I can lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned to Carrion. Madam Librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could sing it. In the moonlight. And a fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song with the moonlight helping along. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause that I can never win. For the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marion. Madam Librarian. To tell you, dear, I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause that I can never win. For the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marion. Madam Librarian. The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school. Marshmallow. Goodbye, Professor.
Thanks, Tommy.
Hold on. Are you soliciting? You haven't got a license.
Oh, why, no, Mayor Shin. I collect, neckties, and yours has a particularly unique sheen to it.
Flattery will not avail you. I'll have you know that soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. Now, why haven't you been down to City Hall with your papers?
I must have just missed you. Mr. Mayor, your hand. Oh, no.
What? What?
That spread of the little finger. It's hereditary.
What does that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve on a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good! It means that America has at last produced an artist that can flugel the minute waltz in under 50 seconds.
Wow! Where can I get one of these horns?
Sign here, Mr. Mayor. That'll be $17 import fee.
Just to think, I could have missed this whole opportunity and... Wait a second! I haven't got any, son! Oh, you unscrupulous flabber! You unfabulous screw-up! Never mind! You be down to City Hall with your papers by 3 o'clock.
This afternoon?
I couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a Quaker on his day off.
Mrs. Peru, do you realize you have the visual characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't believe I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your boy has that same firm chin, those same splendid cheek muscles, by George, well, not that he could ever be really great to understand, but...
Oh, and in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. O Clark, O Mendez, O Klein.
But Professor, we are Irish?
No, really? Well, that clinches it, Miss Peru. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Sign here. That'll be $7 earnest money. Thank you. And that's payable at the first opening of band practice. Thank you. And of course, I'll need the boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Hello, son. Why, of course, his uniform. And not a penny due till delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, to anticipate, to imagine at no cost whatsoever. Never allow the demands of tomorrow to interfere with the pleasures and excitement of today.
Would it have
A stripe? Why, certainly, my boy, a wide green stripe on both sides. What do you think about that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day even to us. But if you get him to play in the band, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. If anyone can do it, I'll bet you can. Out of a crowd, I'd pick you for a hod-carrying, clay-pipe smoking, shamrock-wearing, hop-laying, Nazarene pincher, terrace hall, minstrel singing Irishman. We come in each other's. Where you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it, Gary. Where did you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
What's you now?
Why, certainly Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of '05. How to do, Miss Peru?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
Of course, Peru. I thought the name sounded familiar. You know, I've been trying to get in touch with you since the other night.
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested, Mama.
Marion, the boy might have his father's musical gift. He does have my jaw, you know.
Your husband musical? I'll have to have a talk with him.
Do you burst into everyone's home like this? Prying into personal affairs? We're not interested.
Marion?
Well, that's 1 for and 1 against. Why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's all the more reason why your brother should have
My
something...
brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you like to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for over 2 years. As to your musical tricks, why don't you go into dances with the Cardi Man, who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings.
Musical tricks, why I hardly... I get the feeling she likes the idea. A little cautious perhaps, but I admire that in a woman. Just keep me alive and I'll be back later in the week.
Oh, Professor, about the boy's measurements? I made all his clothing, sleeve 21, waist 18, crotch 14.
Yes, that's all I need. Now I must be back to the hotel.
Professor, I do hope you excuse Marion. She's not really...
Of course. I'm sure on the inside she's as lovely as yourself. Good day to you, Winifred.
Good day.
Has he gone?
He has, and I hope not forever. Don't you ever think of your future, darling? Gary conservation class about 5. Now, darling.
Now, Mama. Surely a girl's future doesn't depend on every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing, traveling man that comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in the other, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go to the library and ask Miss Grubbs for the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large round volume with black corners. Do I have to? You won't have to say a word. She already knows you're coming. Thank you, dear.
Now, what are you up to? Why are you eating books at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claim.
Well, I give up. If you don't mind my asking, at your age, when do you expect some white knight come riding along?
Well, not waiting for Luther Grinder, who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gammage in his buggy with the removable back seats. But I'm not waiting for my knight in shining white armor either. My white knight, not a lance aloft, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, what my heart would say if it only knew more.
Zanita. Hey, Zanita.
Tommy, Mama and Papa are sitting right there in the bench. God.
All right, then meet me after supper.
I can't. Supper's late tonight. Meet you where?
By the footbridge.
See, isn't that just what I said? Last week the lumber yard, now the footbridge. Where to be after that? Black hole Calcutta, God.
I only want to show you my invention.
What invention?
The music holder for the merchant piccolo player. It still has a couple of minor flaws. See, when you get it tight enough to keep the music steady, you cut off circulation and you can't wiggle your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind.
Tommy, it's Papa!
Is it the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said, or I'll eat hay with the horse. Get that man's credentials, I said, morning of July 4th, 1912. And now look, my wife is off dancing at any and all hours of the day instead of being in the home. The school board is singing up street and down alley instead of attending to school matters. My oldest girl is boodling around with some wild kid, and my business has fallen so far off, I can't find a balance sheet.
Mayor Shin, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater,
Is who?
his university.
Oh, yes, I know all about that. Only thing I can ever get out of it, in fact. Gary Conservatory, class of 5.
I understand, but if you just take some time to read more about the conservatory, you won't have to look much further. It's on page 900.
The Wells Fargo wagon coming up from the depot.
The Wells Fargo wagon? At this hour of the day? Nonsense. The Wells Fargo wagon?
It could be the band instruments.
The band instruments? You watch your phraseology. Get along if you want to. I've got to get something from the librarian. Miss Marion?
The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school.
Gets me down.
Professor Washburn. Wait till you see the new moves Professor Hill taught us.
All right, what it'll be?
The Shaboopy!
Now, a woman who kisses with her face is usually a hussy, and a woman who kisses with sucking down is anything but fussy. But a woman who waits and turns around, head in the clouds, feet are on the ground. She's a girl he's got, he's found. She's a Shaboopy, 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 Shaboopy. The girl that's hard to get. Shaboopy, Shaboopy, Shaboopy. But you can't win her yet. Walk her once as the rain's good, then you walk around once as the main concern. Once more as a flower gun, she'll never get sore. Beg your pardon. Do re mi fa sol la si do si do. Squeeze her once when she is, and look at if you get squeezed back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pep rub, she'll never get sore. Away it's a bird. Do re mi fa sol la si do si do. Now a little sour is a no gal, as anyone can see. Look at her nice, a no gal who only goes for me. Squeeze her once when she is looking, get squeezed back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pep rub, she'll never get sore. Away it's a bird. Shaboopy, 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 the girl that's hard to get. Shaboopy, 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 but you can win her yet.
Do what? Never mind.
Zanita's scared of you, but I'm not. I should think you'd hate to have your own daughter scared of you.
I'll warn you once more. If I ever see you touching my daughter again, oh by God, horsemen can tell hell on heaven again.
George!
Not one poop out of you, madam.
I think he means Pete.
Yes, and now, get out of this public building.
I've got as much right to be in a public building as anybody.
Right? How do you get any right around here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of that spellbinding symbol salesman? You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out, you wild kid, you. Get out.
Please, it's communist like you that make blood in the marketplace. You hate God.
You watch your phraseology, young woman. Go home. Eulalie?
Now, George, I only...
You tend to your dance.
My dance?
I'll take care of Zanita. Hanging around the kids from the wrong side of town.
Mr. Mayor, if I can only make you understand.
Well, you can. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book you gave me from cover to cover for a whole week now and didn't find a single thing.
Mr. Mayor, if you please.
So I'll settle your hash as soon as I get these premises off my oldest girl. Yes.
All right, but in the meantime, I want you to know I'm vouching for Tommy Gillis. He's got the confidence of every kid in town, and you'll be waiting in line to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll have from tripping over their own beards. Now listen up, my fine young feathered young... Never mind! Oliver, JC, Ewart, Owen! I want this man's references and I want him tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slippier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
Do you mean you want us to get his credentials?
Get his papers or get him in jail. I couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a fly nook in the well water.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor She's behaved abominably. And I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
Oh, no. A man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? The brave... No. The coward dies 1,000 deaths. The brave man only 500. Of course. Unfortunately, the mayor was already pretty mad on account of his billiard parlor, and now... Oh, I suppose a reference from a musical authority like yourself would help, but I couldn't think of asking you to do a thing like that.
Why, Professor Hill?
You would?
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet? Mother of pearl keys.
I'm sure it's fine, but you see, he never touches it. Oh, the first week or so, he made a few, experimental blacks, I guess you'd say.
Yes, blacks.
And he sings the minuet in G la da di da di da almost
La di da di da di da di da, la di da, la di da.
But he never touches the cornet.
Well,
He tells me you told him it wasn't necessary.
well,
He also tells me about a think system. If he thinks the minuet in G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor...
Miss Marion, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. But so is Galileo's conception of the heavens. Columbus' conception of the egg, globe. Bach's conception of the well-tuned clavichord. Now, I can't discuss these things in public, but if you'll allow me to call... when may I call?
Why, any night to speak.
Thanks.
Chip, 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 I'm laughing a little. Miss Peru, please join ourselves for tea committee. You were so dear tonight, Miss. Please press her down. Chip, 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 chip. You dance like a fairy princess. The blue Victorian floor. Yet golden shimmer your hair and silver chips are all to see. We know that you will sing the most beautiful heart of Paris, golden fear. For women's hearts to be. Chip, chip, chip.
Now, just a minute, Professor. We got our orders.
We've all been deputized.
Yes, congratulations. You know, I've been down to City Hall a time or two this week to give you fellas my credentials, but you always seem to get off the subject somehow. Now I have just what you need up in my hotel room. Take me a minute.
Oh, sorry. We're afraid we'll have to go with you.
Yes. Let me see if I have my key. What's this? A reference from Madame Renée, the only female oboe player to ever tour the Red Path Circuit. Her stage name, of course. She was actually from Milan. Lyda Rose Quackenbush.
May I see that for a second?
Oh, you'll never forget the name. Lyda Rose, same as the old song. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lyda Rose, now everyone knows that I'm hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Lyda Rose, oh, won't you be mine? Lyda Rose, oh, Lyda Rose, oh, Lyda Rose.
Dream of love, dream of love, dream of a love song that might have been. Do I love you? Oh yes, I love you, and I'll bravely tell you, but only when we dream again. Sweet and low, sweet and low, how sweet that memory, how long ago, forever, oh yes, forever, will I ever tell you? Oh no, dreams of love, to get the sun back in the sky. Dreams of love, that kisses shy. Do I love you? Oh yes, I can hear the chapel bell chime, and I'll bravely tell you, but only when we dream again. Sweet and low, sweet and low, how sweet that memory, how the song forever, oh yes, forever. Will I ever tell you? Will ya ever stop arguing with yourself? Will you ever tell him? Won't you ever tell him? Oh, yes. Oh, no. Oh, fiddlesticks. Just open your mouth and let it come out. Now, Mama. Now, nothing. If he comes to call again, you see him alone. And if you haven't the gumption to tell him how you feel, tell him, well, Well, there's nothing wrong with a little lady like him.
Mama!
Pietro, where have you been?
Fishing.
Fishing?
Mm-hmm. With Harold. You mean Professor Hill? Mm-hmm. He taught me a special song about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. It has hardly any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that knew me well. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I would say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I would say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna go fulfill Emma Wills my life work. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. La-di-da. Leave the dishes. I'll do them, Mama.
Don't you have to get changed for the sociable?
There's time later.
All right.
She'll live around here somewhere.
The Shin home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Oh, crummy. Hey, I see you're the piano teacher. I'm sure you heard about this fellow Hill forming a boys band here.
Yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. Swindling two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I got to go see Shin. Number 8 only makes 15-minute water stop. Sure wish it was 20. Would sure like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cow, anvil salesman. But just now I'm out to protect the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Cal, you're making a huge mistake.
Mistake my old lady sold corset cover. That man's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth for long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not gonna spoil Iowa. You're a music teacher. You didn't see through him. He's no more professor than him.
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. Professor Hill is a fine director, and his scholastic...
Now, wait a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No, but...
But nothing, girly girl. He never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
If you'll just listen to me for a minute...
I like to do more than that. If I had the time, I sure got the inclination, but I gotta get on the train and leave this dynamite. Somebody on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you next time through.
You'll never catch a train at the depot. You'll have to get at the crossing.
No, sir. I've got to leave word, and I can see you're not the one to leave it with.
Wait, Mr. Cal. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
I mean, I don't know you, and you don't know me, and...
Well, I guess I need more time anyway.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
There's no trouble there, girly girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils. Well, that's something quite different.
Takes a real man, I tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. Wait, what am I doing? If I miss that train, I'll get fined. I gotta leave word about that fellow Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin type. How do I know you're delivering these letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? That guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois, and he's taking it away from every one of them. That's 102 counties, not counting the piano teachers like you he cozies up to shut them up. Ugh. Neither one of you's heard the last of me, girly girl.
About the question,
Fly to Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marianne. Fly to Rose, now everyone knows that I'm hoping you're the same. So here's my lonely song.
You and Marion, come on and sit. I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
I'll put some on then.
Shall we set, as your mother said? You did ask me to call.
Did I? I didn't mean anything.
Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting your invitation inferred anything but academic enlightenment. The think system, I've been by a time or two this week to explain it to you, but there always seem to be people around. Ladies mostly, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies.
I'm glad. Wouldn't want anybody beating my time. You wouldn't? No, ma'am. Well, tonight obviously isn't the convenient night. I'll see you at the sociable later.
Wait, Professor Hill, is it true that you've had what I'm trying to say is it really true that you've developed a think system?
A what? Think system? Oh, yes, think system. It's really very simple. As simple as whistling. No one teaches you to use your lips in whistling. You simply think a tune here and it comes out clearly here. Now, try this yourself before you ask any questions.
I take your word.
Could we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you meet dozens, even 100.
Oh, well,
Have they all been as fascinated as I have with the think system?
Some more, some less. One young lady thought of the same system before I got to her town. She showed me some refinements.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Please don't let me keep you, Professor. I'm sure you have many more important things to do than to explain the think system to me.
Can't think of one.
And that must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where'd you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marion, you can't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty?
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job to mother and with them and I could just have a normal life. Surely you don't believe.
Of course not. But why do you think people start those rumors?
Mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly, and jealousy starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Oh, nothing about you. Personally, just generally.
What have you heard? Generally.
Just that. But it stands to reason that jealousy could lead to, take you for instance, your attentions to customers and, well, teachers might easily misinterpret it, mightn't they? Mightn't they?
Why?
And so you say if another salesman were jealous, well, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Of course.
It just proves that you should always discuss things.
Miss Marion, I would love to discuss anything in the world with you, but couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit, your legs bend and all.
We could sit on the porch steps.
Or we could sit on a large hollow log over at the footbridge.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk?
I have to dress for the social bowl.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
Please, maybe some other time, maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian, gather up enough tomorrows and you'll find you've collected nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
Oh, so would I.
Footbridge, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama! Mama! What is this here? I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge. 15 minutes.
Oh, glory be and saints be praised, it worked.
What did?
I've been using the think system on you from the parlor.
Hey, Greg, the uniforms have arrived. The kids are already in them. People are gonna be screaming for music if those kids show up at the sociable.
Yeah.
Here's the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's trying to hold them together at least. Pretend to hold a practice session over the lumberyard.
All right, go get the rig.
I got it.
What time's the freight go?
94 from the junction.
It's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to wordle toad around here, get yourself caught in a bunny trap, you go right ahead, but...
Go on, Mars. I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Well, I'd say you're about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
Well, if you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here and nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it not easy to think clearly when under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been selling you anything.
Oh no, you've given me something. That's why I came.
I don't recall giving...
Oh yes, you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came, and I'm glad. Please don't think I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call, and there'll be many more. But that's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you left behind for me.
Marion, I... Marion, there's a lot of things you don't know about me.
Hey, Greg!
Excuse me, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it. Now what?
Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
You nuts? I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight. Besides, I had to keep her off balance. I told you.
Well, she's so far off balance, you can't tell her from a
capo in a hurricane. Now listen here, Buster Brown. I've come up through the ranks on this skirmish, and I'm not resigning without my commission.
But Greg, you can get anyone right here at the footbridge.
There's a place over at Madison Picnic Park that makes this footbridge look like an old lady's home. Now beat it, go get the rig. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now then, where were we?
You are about to tell me what I don't know about you?
Yeah, well, we don't have to go into that just now, do we?
Or ever, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first got here.
Oh? About what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of Arc 5. Harold, there was no gold medal class of Arc 5.
Why, there's certainly...
Because the town wasn't even built until Arc 6. See you at the sociable.
You knew all the time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you got here. I tore this page out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally meant to be used against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, why didn't you... Why, you little... Well, 110 cornets flayed the air. Then I modestly took my place as the one and only base, and I flew pod up and down the square.
Good night, my someone, good night, my love.
With 110 cornets right behind.
Our star is shining its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape and... Sweet dreams be yours, dearest dreams.
Well, 110 cornets played the air.
I wish they may, and I wish they might. Now good night, my someone, good night.
Greg is just crazy. He's going all over town doing everything.
I say I'm crazy, missed my train, probably lost my job. Well, yeah, I got you now, Hill, and you're gonna pay. You being a clink right now, I'm happy for that girly girl. Oh, I told her all about you and what you do. Lenny gags me all around so I couldn't go see Sheen. Right up down, Hawks and Vic.
Get out of here or I'll kill you, you dirty mouth!
Bully, you big blow-off. I'll make sure you get yours up, down, through, and sideways. Well, you never even knew the territory.
Easy stuff, Greg. The rig's on the other. Come on, hurry up.
Stop! Listen to this man! Why, you green grass goats, can't you get it through your head that you're being swindled out of your eye teeth right now? This minute, there's a burglar in the room while you're fiddling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill, road agent, highwayman, pickpocket. Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister, and yours, madam, and yours, little lady, ever since the first time he came to this town. There never is a band, there never will be a band, and there never has been any band. And if you don't hunt this man down like a bad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town. Now will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for? I want my money back. Your money? I want his hide. Yeah!
After him! And when you find him, bring him to the schoolhouse. After him! You, try the lower road. Look by the creek. Try the middle. Back to the privy!
Where have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you.
Harold, I've been looking for Winthrop. He's run away. Please go, please. They're even talking my tar and feathers.
Marion, I had to see you.
No, you don't you understand? You don't owe me a word. Not a word. Now please go.
Greg! He's not here! Let's try down by the creek!
Winthrop!
Now wait a minute here, son.
Leave me alone. I'm not your son.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyway.
Would too.
Would not.
Would too. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a dirty, rotten crook?
Yes.
Are you a big, mean liar?
Yes.
Let me go, you big, mean liar.
What's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now you're going to stand there and take it, so you might as well quit wriggling. Now there's two things you're entitled to know. First thing, I think you're a great kid. I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band, just so you quit moping around and feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, now that I think of it, the other thing isn't any of your business.
I wish you'd never come to River City. No, you don't, Winthrop. But sister, you believe him? I believe everything he ever said. What he promised us. I know what he promised us. And it happened just like you said. The flags, the lights, the colors, and the symbols. Where was all that? And the way every kid walked and acted around River City. Especially you. Does Mama wish you never come to River City? Well, you do, don't you? No, Winthrop, I don't. Now go, Harold, please. Yeah, go on, Professor, go!
I can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door. There was love all along, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it all, till there was
Go on, Professor! That way, that way!
He's slippery, I told you. Haven't seen any uniforms or my boy since yesterday after supper.
He's a kidnapper. Fine situation here.
4 Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill in his prime. And if there are those of you who I have heard who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them nay.
Well, I should think there ought to be some of you who could forget our everlasting Iowan chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold had arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely there ought to be some of you who are grateful for what he's brought to River City, and I should think you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there's a single person in this hall who does not think Harold Hill should be tarred and feathered, let them stand up. Eulalie, sit down! And the rest of you there, standing like a colored Shropshire sheep. Have you forgotten how we paid for expensive uniforms, technical instruction booklets, and high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear promise and guarantee that our children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band?